Hello, 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 people. Happy Lodi, happy Makar Sankranti, Pongal, Bihu. One nation, one festival, but just the different names. So I wish you all a blessed festive season to all of you. Good evening. We are back again with one another exciting session right now. So, before I kick off this session, I just want to say that in these days, the festive season altogether, people used to exchange the gift, wishes each other a very like blessed lives each to all. Like it's all about bringing a smile to each other face. We get together, but during this pandemic, we realize that definitely we are not able to meet in person. So we thought of like if we are the digital geeks and we want to take this momentum ahead, why not to do something in our own fashion? So I personally have always been the believer of giving back to the community. So I personally correlate to a thought by Jack Welch, which says that before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. So I personally realized this part over a few days back that I don't claim myself to be a leader, but definitely there is no point to wait to start giving back to the community. When you feel that yes, this is the right time, it's the right time. So during this festive season, I thought of like fulfilling one of my promise which I committed, and the resolution I took, that if you are the person who is looking for certain job opportunities, or like some opportunity at least to learn or to get placed or something like that, I thought of like what it could be. This is the first festive of 2021, and let's see that how we can do. And luckily, one of my connections, they actually accepted the request, and they just be happy to be here. So today I have one of my friend here who belongs to an organization called Ninth Dimension. So Ninth Dimension was founded in 2010 and is being driven by the like-minded professionals with a singular objective of making the cutting edge technology available, scalable, and affordable to their customers, and bringing like more than 100 plus years of collective management experience. They are the amongst the fastest growing SI organization. I just talked about that who is a leader who start believing in this success by growing all others. And similar thing, nine dimension team is the leadership team, comprises of the professionals who have spent decades in the senior roles at the larger Indian SIs or the multinational product based companies also. Their customers spans across the ITs, manufacturing, media and entertainment industry, healthcare, pharma verticals, and many other. And I believe I might not be the right person to like have the more detail about nine dimension whatnot. So I have one of my good friend, Sudip, who works as a head of pre-sales with nine dimension. So let's bring him on the screen. Hey Sudip, good
Good
evening.
good evening.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good evening. Yeah. So Sudip, I just talked about, so first of all, happy Lodi, happy Makar Sankranti, Pongal, Bihu, the way we want to wish.
Happy
Right.
festivals to you too.
Yeah. Yeah, so Sudeep, why don't you tell our viewers a bit more about Nine Dimension?
Sure. Hello, viewers, and thanks for giving us your time. Basically, we are a system integration organization. We are a technology consulting company, and our
Mhm,
focus is on consulting our customers into products and applications which go into building data centers. So,
mhm,
as all of you may have a little bit idea about IT information technology, all the applications like SAP, Oracle databases, all these things that the software development companies use to develop their own software, they need a lot of infrastructure to be run on, like
mhm,
servers, storage, networking equipment, and all
right,
this data needs to be protected. So it needs to be secure, it needs to be protected from natural disasters. It needs to be protected from simple hardware failures. It needs to be protected from human errors, right?
mhm,
Now, how to build such a resilient infrastructure on which these software applications, which are directly tied to the revenues of all these organizations, which Gaurav mentioned while introducing us. So all of that uh, needs a lot of expertise, know-how at the bit and byte level. Okay, so it definitely comes, over a period of time, right? Uh,
Right.
but
Right.
there definitely is a start for everyone. Even we, when we got into this field, we didn't have a formal education where people would be taught about data centers. No, we were
Yes.
only taught about programming languages and a
Hmm.
few applications like databases, and we have all gone through that. But of course, the educational curriculum is changing nowadays, and the newer engineers who are coming out of colleges are more knowledgeable. They've already have had a few hands-on experiences. But trust me, folks, nothing like being in a data center, where that if this hardware fails, it's gonna cost millions and millions of dollars in losses,
Yes.
because that data is so critical. Okay, and it is companies like us, who take on that responsibility for our customers, and that's the reason why customers pay us, right?
Yes.
So simple as that. So, coming to what Gaurav has put up this community for, right? We are always in the lookout for like-minded people, of course, but also people who would want to have a career in these technologies, right? Now, you may
Right.
ask me, is there a future? What does the future look like? you know
Right.
for these kind of technologies. So let me just give you an example. uh,
Hmm.
right now itself, you never know, this data that you are viewing right now in the form of a video and audio may be traveling through a beam of optical fiber cables laid under some sea. Okay,
Yes.
and traveling through data centers altogether and reaching to your homes. Now all this needs to be managed real time, right? And you guys are the best judges to know and understand whether this is going to have a future or not. Well, look around you.
Right.
Okay, when this pandemic hit, if this kind of infrastructure weren't already in place, what would happen to businesses all across the globe? It
Yes.
would be chaos. No phone calls would have gone through. No
Yes.
banking transactions would have gone through. No insurances would have done. No IT company would have functioned where the core
Right.
of the IT is its data center, right? And I'm not saying we are doing a great job. We are building rockets or something, right? Which will
Hmm.
go to the moon. No, but the data which that rocket send is being stored and managed by the data centers and the infrastructure that we build for the customers, and that's
Right.
how we are relevant. We are very, very relevant to any industry, which Gaurav mentioned a little while back, be it healthcare, be it
Hmm.
pharma, be it IT, ITeS or backend offices, be it banking, insurance, be it the government, be it research, be it AI ML, be it cloud, whatever it may be, they need data centers, and they need resilient ones, robust ones, where the surety of data protection, the surety of data availability is something that we have to build it for. Okay.
Right.
Now, if
Right.
this excites you, guys and girls, okay, let us know. Gaurav
Right.
has put across the email IDs where you can send
Yes.
your profiles and resumes, and we would sincerely like to, hear from you. Whether any job role, technical or non-technical, in this line of business excites you. And
Absolutely.
and during the festive season, and we have seen a lot of people who were impacted, not in not so good ways. My best wishes for them and their families, but we can definitely offer a couple of opportunities here in Bangalore and in Hyderabad, wherein we are looking for business development managers who understand these data center related technologies to be part of our sales efforts in
Mhm.
the Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana regions, but based out of Hyderabad. And the compensation will be at par with the industry,
Mhm.
and very supportive management team, because we have ourselves done this many years for ourselves, and we believe that if you have the attitude to learn, we can provide you a sincere opportunity and a mutually beneficial one. Okay, so that was
Mhm.
one of the roles that is currently open with us. And another one that we have is a technical role, where we are looking for people with 3 to 5 years of experience in cloud related technologies, where they might have done solutioning and architecting for a good set of customers over the last 3 to 5 years, and have the relevant AWS and or Azure certifications, the solution architect certifications, and other related technology certifications. And if you have hands-on knowledge on Linux scripting, it would be an added advantage. Okay,
Mhm.
and any in knowledge related to networking and security technologies would also be a great skill to have. Now, for the people who are you know probably do not have these experiences right now, I would say please follow us on the social media platforms. Okay, we keep posting newer requirements which our customers ask us to fulfill for them, to manage their data centers, to operate their data centers. We may need administrative level experience there. So those opportunities are due to come up sometime in the month of March. Please do keep on the lookout. And our recruitment process is very fair, transparent, and we generally like to talk to people. So uh, welcome. And any ideas and suggestions are also really welcome. And I really thank Gaurav for providing us this opportunity to talk to you.
Anytime, anytime. No, Sudeep, I totally agree to your thought that you just mentioned a very beautiful point that if somebody would have thought of, like, in a very serious way, that we are interacting with each other during these all like pandemics through these social media platforms, and somebody definitely have laid that part, right?
Correct.
And talking about the data centers, I believe student who all are like talking about the people, um, like as a fresher, they don't understand the importance of managing the data centers.
Correct.
So you just mentioned that yes, you I don't know whether we can have this thing or not, but you might be the right person. Shivani just put it down the question which I was also having in my head, that are there any opportunities for the fresher to work with the ninth dimension and gain that expertise? Hmm.
Shivani, thanks for your query. See, there would come up opportunities, but not right now, because I don't want to give you any false hopes. But having said that, if you are ready to invest your time with us, we can
Mhm.
guide you. We can guide you towards how you can prime yourself up for this industry. Okay.
Right.
Unfortunately, as I said earlier, our formal education in whether it is BE, BTech, MSc, MTech, MCA, I'm not saying those curriculums are bad. Unfortunately, there is no space for these data center related technologies there. Okay,
Mhm.
so we have in our careers guided a lot of youngsters who are really enthusiastic to learn about these technologies, and we can definitely guide you. And having said that, there are other friendly organizations of ours who may be interested in looking at freshers, who may be ready to invest their time with you. I can definitely connect you to them based on if you have the right background. So for any fresher out there, I would say that if you are willing to take a chance in these data center kind of related technologies, getting your hands-on skills on Linux, the operating system commands, scripting, very, very important, because that helps you understand automation. Okay, very essential. Okay, and then any networking related certification or hands-on experience, and security related is definitely a bonus. Okay, so if you
Right.
can prime yourselves up on these fronts, it will be easier for any system integration company, not just Nine Dimension, for them to absorb you even with very little or no experience as well. But this is the base. Okay, and did we come with that base? Yes, we had to struggle for a good 7-10 years of our initial careers, learn. Actually, I started by just learning PC assembling. Okay,
Mhm.
and that's where I started. And slowly, as I understood PCs better, I understood operating systems, I understood hardware, then I understood servers and server related operating systems. So it went on from there,
Right.
So for you also, I'm not asking you to assemble a PC right now. It may not be something that your parents and your peers may approve of you after having, uh, those nice educational qualifications, right? No, no, you don't have to do that. But definitely operating system related technologies, Linux, any flavor of Linux. Okay, Red Hat
Definitely.
is the most popular and most used in all these data centers because of its robustness and security. So you can start there. And then comes the networking and security related knowledge, and how much ever hands-on experience you can get, it'll be great.
So, Sudeep, my follow-up question for like all the viewers who are just like in the thoughts of Shivani, who are
Yeah.
like seeking for the opportunities as a fresher,
Right.
do you have any opportunities where they can come up and they can work to gain that experience? Means if like people like Shivani or like anybody else who is viewing our video, if they want to go and approach you like, hey, I don't mind working with you and gain that experience, do you also welcome such opportunities for them?
Absolutely, yes. Why not?
Okay. Yeah. So because like my always intention is that if rather than just learning the books, if you are able to grab some hands-on experience, that is nowhere matchable, and that ultimately counts you as a more experienced than your fellows who are just reading the book, cramming those notes, and that's all. Right.
I
So
completely
that,
agree with you, Gaurav. Yes, I think we
yes.
can work it out,
Mhm.
in mutually agreeable terms. But I would like to, state something upfront here
Yeah,
and
please,
kind of
please.
set up the expectations. See,
Yeah.
this requires physical presence, and it
Yes.
has to be out of our location and office,
Mm,
and then only we'll be able to help you better.
definitely.
Remotely, it's probably not going to work. I'm being very honest, guys.
No, no, no worries, no worries. That means my even like the people who are watching us from Bangalore or from Hyderabad or Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, who are willing, like
Yes,
if they are able to reach to these cities and if they want to get some environment in the
yes,
office and they can work in person, what
yes.
else it can be better? At least you have certain experience, and then who knows, the stepping stone might turns to that foundational stone of your career, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Definitely. So I
Yeah.
guess I hope that points the answers to Shivani's question. And Ekta has put it down a question, sir. Can you share any links or details that really help others? So I believe, Ekta, if you can see the description of this video, you will find down the ninth dimension LinkedIn handle and also the two email addresses where you can post down your resumes. Luckily, you don't, but yeah, because actually she is one of the fellow Red Hatter. So yeah, definitely, if any of your friends or the people who want to share it to the resume and follow Nine Dimension, the links are there in the description itself where you can go and just talk about.
Yeah.
My follow-up question as the Red Hatter is was here, how was your experience working with Red Hat, Sudeep? Means how do you think that the people who are using the Red Hat as a like operating system or the automation technologies or the platform, how Nine Dimension is also utilizing those products? So if you can highlight, I believe people will be able to understand that yes, industry is widely using all these products and technologies. Yeah.
So, how much time do we have to answer that question? Because
Definitely, we have
you
no
know,
problem.
I've opened that Pandora's box here. So,
No
uh,
worries, no worries.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll start with this that in order to understand the value addition of Red Hat to data centers of the world, you need to understand first something called as proprietary versus open source.
Yes.
So, what is meant by a proprietary technology? A proprietary technology means that whatever is being developed by the software developers, by the electronic engineers, by the animators, the graphics guys, everything, right? Proprietary.
Right.
It
Right.
for a specific company, it is for a specific purpose, not to be sold without any monetary benefit attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which means all these guys are into some business, right? Which
Right.
means they are of course solving problems, but at
Mm-hmm.
the same time they are asking a fair value in return of the product and service which they have invested their research and development efforts, their testing efforts, their sales and marketing efforts, their customer support efforts, so on and so forth.
Right.
A good example can be the laptops or the phones that you're using. Somebody has built them, right? And whenever
Right.
you have a problem, you need an ecosystem to go back to rectify that problem for yours. Now, like obviously, the company who is selling the product, it is their responsibility to set up that ecosystem for you.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, they are going to charge you, right?
Yes.
And you are ready to pay if you find it worthy. As simple as that,
Right.
right? Now comes
Right.
the world of open source. Now, these guys are like the saints of the world, okay?
Right.
They genuinely, most of them at least, genuinely believe in spreading good, okay? And out of that thought process has stemmed a few decades back an open source community. So what these saints do is they are extremely skilled, they are extremely talented, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if they would have gone through, a formal education, they would have been, uh, you know, I don't know what. And many of them are already working for many, many large conglomerates, okay? But they do, just like Gaurav, they find the, inner calling to contribute back to the society. Okay,
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
such a group of like-minded people all across the globe, irrespective of religion, caste, creed, race. Okay, just being humans of the IT community started open source projects. Okay, what is meant
Right.
by open source project? The actual code, the software program itself, which was used to develop that functionality is out there in the open for anybody
Right.
to download and use it for any purpose what they want, and they don't have to tell why they are using it.
Why they're using. Right.
Yeah, and that's the open source community all over the world now.
Right.
This open source community has developed so many flavors of this Unix operating system, so many databases which are alternatives to Oracle, so many virtualization technologies, so many storage technologies. I mean, you name it. Any data center firewalls, okay, to
Mm-hmm.
security, they are also available for free. You can download the code, you can tweak it however you want, you can deploy it wherever you want. No questions will be asked, and not even a single penny would be asked from you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, such is the open source community, and Red Hat as an organization has stemmed, from that open source community with first of all the belief that Everything should be available for free to the entire world. Okay, but at the same time, there are families to feed, and people understand that if money doesn't get circulated, the economy dies down. We all know that, right?
Right.
Some way or the other,
Right.
we have to put in money. Okay, so what
Right.
Red Hat started doing is, Red Hat for all these products, operating system, firewall, automation, okay, there is an open source version which you can use it for free. Red Hat will not charge you any amount of money from. But at the same time, if you face any issue, it is up to you to solve it. Red Hat will not help you
Yes.
there, right? But if you need help from Red Hat, you need to pay some amount of money to Red Hat for the license to use that software, number one. Then Red Hat will take the complete responsibility of understanding the bug fixes, doing all the R&D and testing around it, supporting you whenever you have an issue 24/7. Okay,
Yes.
and all of those responsibility Red Hat is going to take, and for that you have to pay some money. Okay,
Right.
so now, what is the advantage of an open source community? Because of this thought process that goes behind building these technologies, the contribution that comes from the entire globe into that particular product or into that particular technology is immense. No single organization on this planet can match the pace at which technology gets invented in the open source technology, in the open source community or in the open source world. Because
Right.
you are not doing it for any monetary purpose, so you feel that this is helpful, this helps, or somebody is in trouble, you want to go ahead and help, please, nobody is going to stop you. Okay, so what comes out of that is technically at a level which is much much superior than
Mm.
any other organization which is building proprietary products.
Right.
Okay, that's the power of having open source projects and open source technologies as your base. Okay,
Right.
and when you build on top of that, your product is going to be so strong, so credible, so robust. Okay, so
Mhm.
on and so forth. And that is the reason why Red Hat is adopted. You may not know, for all you know, all your banking transactions are actually running on Red Hat across the globe,
Yes.
not just in our country. So
Yes. No,
that's
definitely.
how, and that is the reason why a hardware company like IBM, okay, found so much reason and
Yes.
value in Red Hat, and that's why they went ahead and acquired the company. But having said that, IBM being the giant it is supporting the community also by providing enough
Yes.
money, enough investments into open source projects so that the R&D efforts are sustained. Okay, just like how government puts in money into space research and vaccine research and all these things, even into IT research, lot of companies put in a lot of money for which they don't seek anything in return. So
Definitely.
that's how the world moves on, and it is moving on.
Agree, agree. What a nice explanation, Sudeep. Means I should say that all the viewers must have enjoyed the conversation talking about the open source and the proprietary softwares, that why it is actually there, and bringing that open source mindset. And I have always been the believer of open source, that giving back to the community and collaboratively. Everyone is our family and friend, and that's how we grow. And that's the reason also the nine dimension is highly focused towards the open source projects, and that's the reason they also invest in the
Yeah,
Red Hat solutions.
yeah,
Right, so we'll take just one question from our viewer who has just put it across, and then
yeah,
we can wrap it up. So Rudra
yeah.
has just put it that any security solutions that nine dimension is working on, mainly if we move to cyber and data attacks, because you are from the data center industry, I believe you will be the right person to help us. Yeah.
That's a nice question, Rudra. It clearly tells me that you are well informed and you are following the IT market very closely. Yes, so cybersecurity is a very, very important, but at the same time, very challenging thing to
Mhm.
do. Okay,
Right.
because the security landscape is continuously changing and continuously evolving. It's
Hmm.
very similar to how a bank wants to protect its gold or vaults or whatever, right? As
Hmm.
it on upgrading its security, thieves are getting better and better, right? And that's what we see in our movies and all that. That in the digital world, it's more closer to reality. And we
Yes.
have seen the news of late, big names coming out in the open due to their product or their company themselves getting attacked and all that. So yeah, however big you are, however small you are, doesn't matter. You are still vulnerable to data theft. You're still vulnerable to identity theft. You're still vulnerable to financial losses. Okay. And the bigger company you are, the result of these attacks are going to be such huge from a
Yes.
financial and reputation standpoint. So companies invest a huge amount of money on cybersecurity, and that is why they trust very few people because obviously you cannot tell everyone who is your lock maker, because if
Yes.
you do that, everyone would know who makes the locks and keys, and they would want to go ahead and steal them, right? So though there are a lot of freely available and generally available products which customers buy, what is very important is the configuration that goes into them. So you
Right.
really need to understand that landscape very, very well. That by doing this setting, what is the impact it's going to have internally in the organization and externally also, client
Externally.
facing. Okay,
Yes.
so
Absolutely.
very, very niche and very, very critical part of data center nowadays with the help of machine learning, which is artificial intelligence. Uh, there are systems and products available which can do this on the fly. Okay. So
Hmm.
yeah, and that kind of technologies are introducing something called as zero-day threat prevention, which means there is
Yes.
no prior signature to this kind of an attack, digital attack, and it is happening as we speak, kind of a thing. And the algorithm should be able to understand the behavior of that attack and help the company prevent it and stop it, and at the very time alert everybody within the organization that such a thing is happening, and maybe they can take some other response or action against the attack that may be happening. So yes, we are working on these, providing these kind of technologies and solutions to our customers. So see, let me tell you, we are not building those products, okay, but
Hmm.
we are the people who make them work.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That is equally more important, that somebody has built a bike, the rider needs to be the perfect. And
Yes.
I, being the, like, nine dimension being the partner to Red Hat, we are also the trusted, like, the other side of the story, that if our partner is there, they are using the Red Hat, are we are making the products, and they are the one who faces the customer and
Yes.
take the values to them also. So you rightly mentioned. So Rudra, I hope that justifies the part that yes, nine dimension is working on certain security solutions and preventions of the data attacks. And why not, if any of your friends and other people are interested, let them reach out to nine dimension also. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Sudeep, and to the entire nine dimension team for giving me this opportunity to bring out some opportunities in this pandemic state, because we all know that this global pandemic is though yes, the vaccines are out, but we don't know till what time everything is going to be normalized. But whatever we can do, we have to do it.
Right.
It's day one or one day, I don't know, but yes, this is a particular start which I want to do, and I'm thankful to the entire nine dimension team that they took this effort and they helped me in arranging such a session for everyone. So Sudeep,
Pleasure
thank
is
you so much. Any
mine.
advice to all the viewers who are going to watch this video?
Excuse me. You're talking about a professional advice or a personal one?
Anything that you want to say to all the viewers before you leave. Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you. I mean, a little piece of advice for all the freshers out there. I know these are difficult times. I have seen two recessions before this myself. This is the third one. Okay, for me. So 99, the year 1999 when I started my career. Again 2000 there was recession. Okay, so it was tough. It is going to be tough. It's never going to be easy. So please don't come to any job or start anything of your own with the expectation that it's going to be easy. There are only two
Yes.
places on this earth where it comes easy. One is inside your mother's womb, and second is 6 feet down under. Rest
Oh,
everywhere, it's not going to be easy. Okay, and
awesome.
you have to be prepared for any eventuality. You have to be confident enough, and that confidence comes from how much time you spend sharpening your tools, which is
Right.
nothing but your knowledge. The
Right.
more you read, the more you are informed, the more confident you are going to be when you talk to people, and that is going to seal the deal for you. Of course,
Right.
technical skill is definitely required. There are no two ways about it. Today, if you are in the IT industry, you better be a professional who lives up to the expectation. That is a given. But apart from that, what is not taught in any school is attitude. You need to
Yeah.
have that attitude to say, come what may, I will work hard. I will do whatever it takes. I will spend those hours necessary to do what is required to get this done. I'll just give you some examples, like
Please.
just before 31st December, new year, one of our customers data center, I'll not take
Hmm.
the name, they met with a calamity. Okay, something happened, and some 48 servers got impacted, right? And me, along with my team, we took turns for 72 hours. We
Okay.
worked continuously to bring
Mm.
all that data back up. Okay, and yeah, it was tiring. You are in sub 18 degrees centigrade temperature all the time, because all the servers have to be in air conditioned. So you're going
Yes.
in, coming out, doing all that physical activity. It is tiring, and yes, you're sacrificing your personal life as well, right? Your kid is not seeing you, your wife is not seeing you, you're not unable to call up your parents and tell how you are, because the moment you come out, you finish your shift, you're so tired, you just want to go eat and freshen up and sleep. That's all, because once you wake up, you have to go and do that back again. But once you do it, once that data comes back up, okay, all their applications are back online, that satisfaction, let me tell you guys, no money can buy that.
Yes.
And once the customer's final product comes out in the market, okay, I cannot disclose anything about it, but Gaurav knows what I'm talking about. Okay, you can tell your kids, you can tell your parents, man, I was part of this. Okay,
This.
I was
Absolutely.
part of this. So one thing that definitely I can take a name is, we all know our country's space missions, right? The Chandrayaan, the Mangalyaan, all these satellites, great work being done by our scientists, right? But you know what? These very scientists are very demanding, because that data which that satellite is relaying back to us, it needs to be stored, it needs to be protected, and it
Yes.
needs to be provided at such great speeds that they can be processed in nanoseconds of time, because
True.
there's no time to lose. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so I thankfully, God gave me this opportunity to work on a project where I was involved in setting up the HPC cluster, uh, which was supposedly designed to provide approximately 13 gigabytes per second of throughput to the high performance compute environment, which would process these images from Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan. And
Yes.
and all these are the government is very very diligent in giving these projects to people. They actually put it in writing, and there is a penalty clause that the system that you are supplying, if it doesn't meet the specifications and does not perform this well, we are not going to first of all pay anything. Second, you are going to be, legally, a notice is going to be served to you. And third thing, you have to pay back a penalty for
In
providing
fact,
a faulty system. Okay, so that much money is at
yes,
stake, and these are not, of course, cheap stuff, right? So I was part
definitely.
of a team that was responsible to make sure that the system that is being provided should deliver according to the specifications. Okay,
Yes.
and over obviously, the default configuration never work, right? So that's why I said we don't build a product, but we know how to make it work.
Make it
So
work.
after weeks and weeks of, again, sleepless nights and efforts, going not just by me, by the entire team. Okay, never it's an individual; it's the team which does it. Okay, we strongly believe that in nine dimension. Okay, and yes, we pulled it off. We were able to tick all the compliances 100%. Okay, and yeah, so that gives an immense feeling when we take that back to our managers, and we used to show it back to them. That time I was working at EMC, which is now part of Dell. Okay, used to give you that satisfaction which no money can buy. That
Right.
something that you can go ahead and tell your friends, boast about it, over a drink or so, or yeah, that's how that
Definitely.
this
You
side
rightly
of the
mentioned that. I believe people are enjoying the conversation we had, so as Rudra, Mayank, and I believe that line actually gave us the vision that how great leaders are there at the ninth dimension. You rightly mentioned, Sudeep, the problems will be out there. They are not going to end. And the only thing, if you don't want to have the problem, is your mother womb or just 6 feet under the earth. So that's all. So I believe everyone who is watching out, thank you so much, Sudhi, for giving us the insight about the nine dimension and all the leaders and the work that you pull off. And to all the viewers, if you want to get in touch with the nine dimension, the two email addresses are there. Do
yeah,
drop your resumes out there if you're looking for any collaborations. And also the LinkedIn ID of nine dimension is right there in the description of this video. Please go out and just watch it out the space, and the opportunities are always welcome. At least go and discuss with the nine dimension that what they can do it for you. Never know what sort of opportunities are right out there. So thank you
absolutely,
so much, Sudeep, and convey my regards to the entire nine dimension team. Cheers to you. I hope to see you in person very soon. Thank you so much,
absolutely.
Sudeep.
Thanks a lot
Thank
for,
thank you.
for having
Thank
us
you.
here. Thanks a lot. Bye,
Anytime.
everyone.
You so much. Bye bye. So for all the viewers, that was just my one of the footstep towards like giving what I have in my pocket, or I should say, if I have certain good connects who are looking for the talents just like you, the opportunities are always welcome, as I just mentioned. So talking about the quote of Robert Lewis, who says that don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. So it is equally important that what you are doing is gonna be giving you fruits the day after or day after tomorrow or something like that. So whenever you sow a seed, don't dig back, just water it, just put down your all efforts that you can do. I'm gonna bring you more and more opportunities through my connections, through my like connects which I have my industry, and I'll try to serve back whatever the way I can. Until then, happy festival seasons to all. Happy Lodi, happy Makar Sankranti, Pongal, Pihu. Just give a try to Nine Dimension if you feel that you are eligible, or at least you go there and just talk to them. And people are very welcome. And that's what Sudeep and me always said, that opportunities are always welcome. You go there and knock the door. So I hope stay blessed, uh, stay indoor. Vaccines are still out, but yes, we need to take care of ourselves first. So thank you so much. I'll see you on another session. Some exciting lined up. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Share down this video to all the people to whom you think they require certain opportunities. Cheers.